Hi, everyone. Welcome to your first discussion. Oh, here, wait. Let me put myself up here in the middle so we can get started, so I can have a discussion with you first. I'm going to explain what I want you to do for introducing yourself to the class and to me. And the first thing I'm going to do is introduce my dog. This is Sachi, and I'm introducing him because I keep trying to keep him quiet, and so if you hear him bark, at least you'll know what's going on. This dog may show up now and then. So anyway, that's him. Welcome to your first discussion and to your introductions. This is psychology. We can't just do kind of the hello, my name is, kind of thing. So we have to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to put myself in the corner and explain to you what I would like from you. So again, as I said, this is psychology. We can't just introduce ourselves saying, hello, my name is, and giving all that kind of name, rank, and serial number about ourselves. It's kind of boring. So we have to do something a little weirder than that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think for a moment about a metaphor that describes you. So for example, if I were an animal, I'd be a monkey because I can't sit still. I'd be a puppy because I'm loyal and cuddly. I'd be a cat because I'm lazy and but can be playful. Whatever. You can use anything. Animals, birds, forces of nature, tornadoes, earthquakes. I've had them all. Shapes, land, water. I've had lots of water, ocean, lake, mountains, things like this. So only your creativity limits you. It can be anything. Anything that you can apply your own personality to that's outside of yourself. So I want you to then, in the discussion, start a new discussion, start a new thread, have an original posting, sharing what your metaphor is, why and how it relates to you. How are you like this ocean, penguin, circle, rose, whatever it is you say that you're like, and give us an example of you being this. So I would like you to shoot for a paragraph, no less than a paragraph. It can be a little bit more, for sure, explaining what you are, how it represents you, what qualities you share with this, and then a brief example of when you displayed this quality. Or just, like a little snapshot of you being this in terms of that. And so then, take some time and read through your classmates. You learn more about people, I think, in this way. So I'll go first to give you a little bit of a example. So first, I'm going to give you a story. You don't have to write a whole story. You can write a story about it. That's fine. This is this is a very free one, this sort of discussion. This is something I just want you to do for fun and to get into, to engage in. When I was in graduate school, which was a long, long time ago, my professor asked us to do just what I'm asking of you now, so you can blame her for this. I remember I was sitting by a lake thinking of what my metaphor would be. I was living in Florida. It was a beautiful day. The park was filled with birds. And my attention was drawn to this beautiful great blue heron that was standing just inside the water. I love the long-necked birds. I find them very graceful, very elegant. They're very still. They only use energy when they need it. I really admire them. I love it. And I decided right then and there, I wanted to be a heron. I wanted to be that calm and that still and have sort of that mindfulness, which is something I teach and I strive for because, again, I teach what I need to learn. And then, though, and I remember this is a true story, I turned my head and there was like a whole flock of pigeons. And you probably know pigeons. They were pecking the ground. They were moving in circles around each other, a bit disorganized, looking a bit confused. Not an ounce of stillness in them. They were sort of the opposite of the heron. And right then, I could laugh at myself for a moment and realize that I am definitely part pigeon. So I'm a pigeon heron, or a heron pigeon, depending on the day, which one kind of comes first. I embrace my pigeonhood, but I strive toward heronhood. And I work on the tools of heronhood, of that stillness and that calmness. And I have both parts. So I'd like to know now who you are. And if I was going to give you an example, if you were sitting in my classroom, if we were live and in person, you would see this a great deal more than you probably will online. I teach mindfulness in the classroom. I use these tools. I meditate. I do deep breathing. I do these mindfulness exercises because I find them important and valuable. And I also, and I will find myself working very hard to be very organized. And I'll show up to class and I'm always there, and I am organized. I'm always there. I always have the material that I need. I know what I'm doing. I'm on time. So, I have all of that part of it. And then they'll open my bag and there'll just be papers. And there will be folders. And you will see the pigeons just flying out. But I get it all together somehow. So don't worry. So I have both. So I'd like to know now who you are. I can actually give you another really brief one if you want to continue to listen for a moment. I'm also like a well. And if we were in person, I would ask you, what do you think that means? And I'll just briefly tell you because it has a lot to do with how I run this course. I prefer depth to just shallow surface breadth. So I would prefer that you go deep and learn deeply something than just know a lot of vocabulary words and stages and you can just recite stuff. I really want you to get to know the information. So that tells you something about me and my expectations about the course as well. So now I will look forward to reading your metaphors and learning about who you are. I thank you. If you have questions about this, you can certainly, there's not really a way to do this one right or wrong. I would like at least a paragraph. I would like you to follow those 3 things that I shared with you. What you are, how it represents you, and a very brief example when you've displayed this quality. So give some time to think about it and then share it with us, and we will all look forward to reading it. So take care, and I'll see you later. Be well.